Guys, my name is Brad Anderson. I am the broker and owner of White Rock Realty, and I am based out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas, but I have realtors across the state of Texas in every major and minor city that you could possibly think of in this great state, and have agents in New Mexico and Oklahoma as well. And I'm also an instructor at Champion School of Real Estate, and so I do these videos primarily on contracts so that agents that don't normally get this can get education, and I think that it's better to have agents out there that know this stuff than not. And so I've kind of taken it upon myself to provide this kind of content. So before we get started into the content for today, as always, I offer to give you a couple of freebies here. So I'm going to share my screen. And the first thing that I'll mention is that I have a list of all the contracts and forms that you will need when doing a listing, representing a buyer, doing a lease, so whether it's landlord or tenant representation, and then condominiums as well. And so I am more than happy to send this to you. At least you'll know exactly what contracts you need for which transaction. These are pretty up to date. So as of March 2026, I have all the current ones in here, along with this most recent one called Unrepresented Customer Showing Form. That's on the buyer side. So if you want this, go ahead and reach out to me at this information, either text, call, or email. I also do free Texas CE classes throughout the year. I do at least one a month. And so if you want a free hour of CE, also reach out to me and let me know that you want to be put on that distribution list for when I have classes coming up, and you'll get a free hour of CE. Okay. But today's topic is how to figure out when things are due, specifically the option period and the earnest money, without screwing things up. Now, I will be candid with you. I get questions on this exact subject all the time from brand new agents and seasoned agents alike. And so there's obviously some confusion on this. And I am going to pop open the 1 to 4 family residential contracts. This is all highlighted based on a CE class that I do with regards to time-sensitive elements within the contract. So that's kind of why it looks the way it does. But if you look up here in paragraph 5, it specifically talks about earnest money and option fee. Okay, and so it says within 3 days after the effective date, buyer must deliver to, and then here you would put in your title company / escrow officer at whatever address, and then specifically how much money, right? So you got the earnest money here, and you have the option fee here. And so the first thing to key in on is that this has to be delivered within 3 days of the effective date. Now, it does not say business days, so I'm here to tell you that it means calendar days. So let's go to page 9, where the executed date is, right? So the typical cadence of this process is that if you represent the buyer, you send over this offer. Maybe it's countered, maybe it's not, but usually the last person to receive this and sign off on it is the seller / seller's agent. So they are typically the ones that will fill in the executed date. That is critical because it is the date from which everything else in the contract is keyed, right? So today we're talking about how to figure out the days of when to deliver this very important deliverable. So if you go up here, it says that if the last day to deliver the earnest money, option fee, or additional earnest money falls on a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday, the time to deliver this earnest money option fee or additional money as applicable is extended until the end of the next day that is not a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday. Okay, so we first just talked about that you have 3 days from the executed date to get these two things in. You can combine the money in one check, make it out to the title company. It doesn't go to the seller, and you should be good to go there. But the time to deliver is what people always have an issue with. So I think the best way to illustrate the different possibilities is to go through a couple of examples. So here we have, let's do example 1. Let's say that you execute on a Friday. Friday is day 0. Okay, that doesn't count. So Friday is day 0. So per the contract, we have 3 days to get in that option fee and earnest money. So in this example, Saturday is day 1, Sunday is day 2, and Monday is day 3. So you have end of day Monday in this example to get in that earnest money and option fee. So notice that Saturday and Sunday count, all right, even though a title company is not going to be open. So in my opinion, in my advice, if you execute on a Friday and it's early enough in the day, go deliver it that day. You really shouldn't be taking buyers out anyway that aren't prepared to have this money accessible and to do this. So, I mean, this is, in my mind, pretty reasonable to request same day, but contract says you got 3 days. So in this example, if you execute on Friday, Friday's day 0, day 1 is Saturday, day 2 Sunday, end of day Monday is when you can get that in. What does end of day mean? Does not mean 5 o'clock. Okay, end of day literally means 11:59 that day. That's your deadline. Now, in practice, title companies typically close by 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So if you find yourself on a Monday and it's getting towards that, 5 o'clock hour, there's no harm in calling the title company and asking them to wait, right? Because you literally have until 11:59 that night. Now, most title companies will accept this money electronically, so there's really no excuse for not getting this in on time. Okay, that's one example. Let's take a look at the second example. Let's say you execute on a Thursday. Well, I just mentioned that the executed date is day 0. So day 1 would be Friday, day 2 would be Saturday, day 3 would be Sunday. Okay, well, the problem is that Sunday is a weekend. And as the contract says, if that's the case, where the last day to get the money in falls on a Saturday, Sunday, or legal holiday, then you have until the next day that does not fit that description. So in this example, they would have end of day on that Monday to get in their earnest money and option fee. Okay, now what happens if you execute on a Friday, just like the very first example? Friday's day 0, Saturday's day 1, Sunday's day 2, but Monday is a national holiday. Well, just like the example before, they have until Tuesday, end of day, to get that earnest money and option fee in. Okay, so that's the way the contract reads. That's how you figure out your days. What most people get tripped up on is that they don't realize that the executed date is day 0. Okay, and they also forget that it is not business days, it is calendar days. And then the last thing that they get confused on is that the only time any of this matters is if the third day, i.e. the last day that they have to get in this money, falls on a weekend or national holiday. Okay, so that is how you count the days. And I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if you want a copy of the list of contracts, this is the contact information to send that to. And I'll also let me know if you want to be put on the distribution list for free CE classes that I do throughout the year, and I'll make sure I do that. Hope you found the video helpful, and thank you so much. See you next time.